Hola, necesitas sacar tu paquete de gramática porque hoy vamos a tomar apuntes sobre algunos verbos irregulares en el pretérito. Today we're going to talk about the preterite of car, gar, zar verbs. Verbs that end in car, gar, and zar have a slight irregularity in the preterite tense. So we're going to learn what that is today. We have this in English, though, where verbs are spelled differently in the past tense in order to maintain the pronunciation, and that's all that's going on with car, gar, zar verbs. Car, gar, zar verbs just have a spelling change to maintain the pronunciation of the word. Like I said, we do this in English, too. English verbs that end in the letter C, for example, have a K added before the D ending to maintain the hard C sound. Por ejemplo, in the present tense, I say I panicked. In the past, I say I panicked. You see, we do this in English already. You just probably don't pay attention to it. So now we're going to make sure we pay extra special attention to car, gar, zar verbs, because they are going to have a spelling change. So, in the preterite, verbs that end in car, gar, and zar are spelled differently in the yo form only to maintain their pronunciation. Examples of these verbs would be like buscar. With car verbs, the C becomes a QU. So we say yo busqué. You'll notice we have that same C sound in yo busqué that we have in the infinitive buscar. So why did we do the spelling change? To maintain the pronunciation. Same thing with pagar, which represents a gar verb for us. The G is going to become a GU. Yo pagué. Again, to maintain that same G sound that we have in the infinitive pagar, the G changes to GU, yo pagué, just to keep the pronunciation the same. And empezar is representing our zar verb, the Z is going to become a C, yo empecé, empezar, empecé, it's got that softer C sound we want to maintain. Just really quick, let me show you what buscar, pagar, and empezar look like all their forms, just so you can see. Yo busqué, tu buscaste, él, usted buscó, nosotros buscamos, and ellos, ellas, ustedes buscaron. You can see our yo form is still going to have an accent on that E, and our LAU said form is still going to have an accent on the O. The only change here was the C to QU. Pagar, yo pagué, tú pagaste, ella, usted pagó, nosotros pagamos, and ellos, ellas, ustedes pagaron. Again, only change we really got going on here is a G to GU right here in the yo form. Finalmente empezar, which means to start or to begin. Yo empecé, tú empezaste, él, ella, usted empezó, nosotros empezamos, y ellas, ellos, ustedes empezaron. Again, the only change is the C right here to maintain that pronunciation. Here are some examples of car, gar, zar verbs used in sentences. Over on the left, we have questions. They're in the to form. Obviously, there is no spelling change in the to form. Why? Because car, gar, zar verbs only have a spelling change in the yo form. Car verbs like buscar, C to QU. Buscaste la aspirina? Sí, busqué la aspirina. Gar verbs like pagar, G to GU. ¿Pagaste la cuenta? No, no pagué la cuenta. And also zar verbs like empezar, cuando empezaste la excavación, la Z to C change, empecé la excavación ayer. We do have a couple other verbs that are going to have a similar spelling change. This list is definitely not going to include all of them, but it's going to include major ones that you might use at the Spanish 2 level, like other car verbs, sacar, tocar, other gar verbs, llegar, jugar, definitely the big one, and other zar verbs, almorzar and comenzar. Now that you're done taking your notes, don't forget to take your Google quiz.